Oh my God! Welcome back, everyone. What a break! That
Mm-hmm.
was, you know, I had a lot to think about. Like, even though I was at my event, I did a little bit of note taking and a little bit of writing because, I was feeling 50-50 on this particular part of the arc because I don't know. I had some reservations on it, so it went the way that I didn't expect it to go, and I had to do a little bit of writing and reflection in the writing, and I'm really eager to see if you guys can figure this thing out tonight. So I'm super excited to see what happens.
We absolutely need to rest.
is that what it's called? Resting?
Yeah. We're on that whatever that white powder you laced the coffee with was just gave me the craziest headache, right? I'm really coming down from that high right now.
So with that in
Dragon
mind,
was cool though.
With that in mind, let's go ahead and jump into the recap. Where we last left off, the team had an opportunity here. They were intrigued by this unique group of individuals that were seemingly on a journey to make some inquiries and studies into the rifts and the Shattered Isles as well. However, as you join them for dinner, we began to learn that they had some other prospects in mind, some other possibilities that may be more important than what they claimed to be the main focus was. And while it seemed that Sibylla was the main sponsor of this excursion of academics from Marquette, the team used the opportunity of gaining the seeming trust and access to this place and made some inquiries into a very powerful library. They also, well, two of them, while Puck had an opportunity to make the acquaintance of a very interesting Fey-like creature, Puck could not help themselves but to, you know what? Hey, Spot, come and check this thing out. So taking Spot up to make inquiries into this Fey-like creature. Clearly, Sibylla is an entity of some renowned power and ability and seems to travel the known planes in an effort to collect as much as she can. However, as the team was wrapping up some inquiries in the library and interacting with the magical entity known as the librarian, they began to collect some information that felt a bit strange. A lot of information and items connected to this creature or this entity known as Strahd, which is now in their vocabulary because of their recent scry on one of the islands near the Shattered Isles that seems to be a fragmented remain of a place called Ravenloft, or seems to be the castle of Strahd. Well,
Jesus,
what happened?
She clawed me in the belly.
That cat wants them Lucky Charms.
Now Spot lies bleeding out.
gut scraped. As the team have begun to wonder at the connection of not only this magic place that they're in, but they're beginning to ponder if maybe there's more to the charade that is going on. It was only after exiting the library when they were confronted by both the dwarf and the more untrusting of the wizards that they found themselves in a fight, but it felt more like a delay, a tactic to keep them trapped here. As they defeated their these individuals that hoped to keep them in either trapped here or delayed, they ran downstairs to discover the entirety of all of the academics and everybody involved in the dinner party had slipped out the door of the Magic Mansion, closing it before the team could follow through. Coming out with a mouthful of blueberry muffin and a big glass of milk, the halfling that you guys would know as
Tilly.
I swear I had as
Tilly.
not Professor Halfleaf. This is
Tilly.
I got my notes somewhere.
Tilly.
Tilly, thank you.
What's her last name? Tilly Greenbottle. Coming out of the stores and wares of the larder with both a glass of milk and a blueberry muffin shoved in her mouth, seemingly oblivious to everything that had transpired. What would you guys like to do?
There is a mouse dwarf in the bag still.
True.
Do you want to maybe pull him out before he, dies horribly in a bag of holding? Just.
I mean, he'll turn into a mouse first. I mean, he'll turn it back into a dwarf first.
Yeah, but I mean, still. So you've got like a 20-minute window-ish there, I think. If they're not like a me and need to breathe. Look, I'm pretty okay with killing our enemies. I know, contrary to appearances, I don't actually like torturing them to death. I know, I'm a cat, but still.
Okay, so how do you want to restrain them before we get them out?
I mean, I can literally, I don't have to breathe. You can just put me in there and I can tie him up.
Okay.
Oh God. Well, at least this bad idea wasn't mine, so don't come back to me.
Yeah. See, that's the cool thing about all these new things that I'm discovering about myself over the last couple weeks. Did you guys know I don't think I actually have to eat? I know it's weird.
Well, that's great for
doesn't
you.
need to eat.
I am starving.
The irony, you're a chef.
Yeah, I know. I don't get it. It's weird.
All right, here, get your orange ass in here.
Just kind of slither into the bag, go and try to find the mouse.
While he's in there, do you want me to just seal the bag or?
Leave it open.
Okay.
For the first time in Xana's entire existence, she actually paused for enough, 2 seconds to ponder what Earthen was saying, but found her way back to the morality issue.
And Tilly's just standing there, right?
Yep.
Yeah, she's like, hi, what? Sorry, what's going on? Where is everybody?
Tilly, we just saw them slip out the door, and the door is gone. Is that a regular occurrence?
I don't know. I only just met them today.
Oh, that's not good.
I've been traveling on my own accord. They came and made inquiries to me about discussing that we were all going to have a big conversation about going to the Shattered Isles. So sorry, I wasn't with them. She's just takes another bite of her blueberry muffin, drink of milk, and she's like, hey, you guys look a little bit roughed up. Was there a tussle? Did something happen?
1 second. I'm gonna lean into the Spot. You ready in there?
Oh, right. Just got it.
I'm just gonna reach in
bag.
and feel around for Spot.
Just scruff me.
Yeah, Tilly's like, okay, what are you doing?
Hang on.
Claws
in! Claws in! Don't tear the bag!
You watch his Spot comes tumbling out with a the only thing he had on him was some ribbon, so the mouse is now tied up in little bows of yellow and green ribbon, kind of bound together, and the mouse is just kind of looking around, confused. Is that what tried to kill you, the mouse?
I mean, kind of.
what he is now.
Oh.
You remember that dwarf guy that had the hots for Puck over here?
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
pose-
yeah.
That's like a little pose. All that
Yeah.
you've missed.
Yeah.
Yes, that guy. That's who
Oh.
this is. That's who this is.
Oh. Well, who'd you get in a fight with?
Him
And Sibylla.
Sibylla, but she's dead.
And
Oh.
some weird mechanical gnome thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Thornbrook, Master Fairwind, Crowell, and that, this little mouse is Blackwood, but all the others are gone. You're saying Sibylla's dead?
Sibylla's dead. This is Blackwood. Yes.
Oh, okay. So what do we do? How do we get out?
I think we can ask Blackwood first, right?
I don't know. Maybe the librarian has some kind of like a map of the building, you know? Or I don't know how they built this place, but maybe there's some kind of blueprint to it.
Well,
If
go ahead.
If we want to interrogate anyone here, I have one more zone of truth in me.
Also, this is not what's her face is not the first owner of this place. Hang on. No check.
You coming up, babe?
Manaleaf. No, Manaleaf's not the right one. Alara. No. Oh, which one was it? Too many names. Relatively Thornbrook. Sorry, there we go. I get the right one. Thornbrook was not the first owner of this magic mansion.
Oh,
Or at least according to the librarian.
well, I mean, it seems to be kind of a powerful place. I would imagine it would have multiple owners. That makes sense.
It'd be a shame to destroy it.
Can it be destroyed?
It could probably be lost. I don't know. Have you ventured up to the third floor, Tilly?
No, I've been in the kitchen. There's a lot of food here.
At least we got that going for us.
She finishes off the muffin.
Yeah. So there's a hag on the third floor, not just an old woman, but like the magical kind.
I think the library is on the third floor. The hag's on the top floor.
Or top floor. Yeah. There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you're more or less aware of the build of this place.
Well, yeah, I've been peeking into Sibylla and Thornbrook's brain the whole time. I could do that.
What?
Well, I didn't really trust them. They seemed kind of shady. Like, It was pretty obvious that Thornbrook was lying almost the entire time. And, like, Sibylla seemed obviously evil. Like, she was kind of an asshole and saying asshole things. And she seemed very aggressive whenever she was in a conversation. I'm a little surprised about Blackwood. He seemed okay. I'm still not sure about that creepy older guy at the table that just seemed to read and eat from his... They all seemed a bit... This is good. So have you guys ever read like books before about, stories about like adventures? You know how sometimes adventure books have obviously tropey people? Like what you might call, oh, that's obviously a bad person. I read a lot. I mean, I travel a lot and read a lot. I think I might have been my attention gets. I'm sorry.
How's that muffin?
Oh, it's good. I should go get another one. She turns and goes back into the kitchen.
I bring one with you.
Okay, bring one. What?
A muffin. Another one.
Oh, okay. I'll look for him.
Do we trust her, and do we trust the food here? Because the food here might have something in it.
I didn't eat any of the food yet. But she's eating the food.
I don't know, I feel like I've heard a lot of stories about fairy realms and the food in it, so maybe we should be careful while we can. Especially since she seems a little distracted.
Didn't she catch you stealing stuff from people?
Yeah, she didn't care at all. She was just kind of like, I think I gave her like a pinch of residual. She was like,
so, I mean, we kind of have that going for us.
Yeah, I mean, we also have a track record of being betrayed, but...
we have a track record of being super trusting.
Yes. So, maybe... I don't know. I guess let's keep an eye on her. But,
the door opens.
Okay.
She comes back in, eating a muffin. She's like, oh, hi! What's going on?
How's the muffin?
Oh, it's great. You want me to go get you one?
So
yeah,
something's...
You were going to get mine.
Wait, okay.
You?
So I think the food is enchanted.
What's your name?
My name's Tilly. Tilly Greenbottle. Where'd everybody go? I thought this was supposed to be a dinner party.
Okay, so it doesn't take your whole memory. We got that going for us. Maybe don't eat the muffin.
Oh, yeah, I should go get another muffin.
No, don't eat the muffin.
What? Why? Why shouldn't I eat the muffin?
Tilly,
because
we
we've
have
already talked.
Because why?
Tilly, we have a really important mission for you.
Oh, what's that?
That door was over there and then it disappeared, but it might come back in any moment. Can you just sit here and watch this spot and do nothing else and just look at that spot and make sure that if you see something happen there, you call us and I write it down on a piece of paper and make sure that she can see it in front of her.
I just kind of want to peek in. It's like, to be clear, that spot, not this spot.
How did it take us 2 years to make that joke?
I thought you were strapped.
I am. I'm saying, like, my name in your language is Spot. You know.
Yeah, but
I mean,
as Spot speaks common.
You had a code name, remember?
I mean, look, is there any point in this now? Plus, I mean, you referred to me as Spot in her presence. I think she figured it out.
You know, this is really confusing. I'm going to go get another muffin. I'll be right back.
Don't eat the muffin!
Okay, I'll go sit down. And you want me to watch that empty wall there? Is it okay?
It's really, really important. So please, and I make sure to write it with like 100 exclamation points.
It's a lot of exclamation points.
So you know it's important.
Okay. She just stares at the wall. But like within a few moments, she's already like looking around and...
Hey, did you write on the thing, no food? Don't eat the food. Did you write that on there?
Oh, I read that too. And can we give her a book? Just like a nice... Like, I'll give her the How to Talk to Mermaids book, that like the mermaid
that's really
history.
cool. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'll read this.
Tilly is not dumb. Tilly, like,
she has very poor impulse control, is what it sounds like.
And she says she can read minds.
Yep.
But it seems like the food...
If she keeps eating that food, though, it doesn't matter that she read minds.
Are we trying to interrogate Thornbrook or not?
So here's my question.
Blackwood.
Do we want to pull a Scooby-Doo and split to cover more ground? Or do we want to not Scooby-Doo and be together and be less likely to be picked off one by one?
I need to rest.
Yeah, what's our objective here? Because I think we can teleport out if we can get a rest, but maybe we want to know what these guys are doing.
Well, at least we can try to teleport out.
Yeah.
Maybe we could teleport out.
All right,
I just don't know how much time we have, or if there is like a time constraint on us.
Can I go down and examine where the door was, just see if anything sets off my religious or my thief senses?
Yeah, give me an investigation check as you examine the wall. Tilly's
I
like,
don't think
I'm supposed to watch that wall. Get out of my way, please. Thank you.
all right. I didn't have any inspirational joke from last time, did I?
I think you used it.
Yeah.
You guys
like,
one of your
burned through a
last hits.
lot of your shit last session.
Yep.
all right. That was only a 13.
Or burned through a lot of all we had left. That's it.
I mean, other than it's an amazing representation of a wall, which you know is not the case because you're inside a magical construct. There's no sense of definition or markings. There's no sense that there was ever a door here, as far as you can tell.
Can I try poking my claw through where it was? Like, just the
Sure.
general sense. Just...
Yeah, give me an athletics check as you poke your claw into what you perceive to be the wall.
All right. Athletics or acrobatics?
This would be athletics.
I'm bad at that.
Not as bad as me.
That was a 6.
6. Like you go to press your claw into the wall, and you just watch as your claw nail bends back. Like it just curves back in a way, which is pretty impressive considering they're pretty tough claws.
That's not good.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Gonna have a Tom Hardy claw nail now.
So
Give me another athletics check.
What was that?
Are you-
I think
oh,
you're just
thought you were-
commenting on the shape of his claw.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, Tom Hardy. Was
I feel like I should have a Captain Oblivious meme ready to go.
Well, you know. Can I cast detect magic using the loot? Cast detect magic on Tilly. See if maybe the food is enchanting her.
Yeah, you kind of like just quickly,
Like strumming some notes.
yeah, and you're kind of keeping an eye on things. The normal magic effect of the place is there, which you would expect to be there. There's no kind of defined magic where the door was. That seems to just be blended with the magic of the room. You can see all the magic items on your friends, and Tilly has a couple magic items on her. 2 of her rings, the hat that she's wearing, the cloak that she has on, her shoes, as well as the bag, her alchemy bag that she's carrying, all give off schools of enchantment and augmentation. You begin to kind of like you get a sense that there's something magically affecting her.
So
Like she's under a magical influence.
yeah. So I'm gonna tell, like, you know, I'm under my breath, but I'm gonna kind of like mumble over to Xanth and Puck, like, you know, hey guys, there's something magical affecting her right now. So maybe it is the food, but she's under some kind of magical effect.
Can you tell the school of magic?
Yeah, it's an enchantment.
Yeah, let me see if I can. Okay, yeah, I've got 1 spell slot left. That's not first level. I'm going to try and dispel magic on Tilly. Just to see if I can
Excuse me.
wipe the effect.
What level?
3rd level.
Give me a d20.
Yep. Oh man, nah, not great. That's plus my modifier or spell attack. Which I don't remember which one. Sorry, hang on.
I think it's your.
Oh, it's just
modifier.
10 plus the spells level.
Yeah, 10 plus the spells level
Okay, so that's
versus your roll.
13, and I rolled a 5. With my modifier is a 10.
Well,
so-
no, it's so you just roll a d20.
Yep.
You're trying to beat my
Okay.
DC, which is a base 10 plus the spells level.
Gotcha. Okay.
You do not
Most likely didn't
feel.
beat that at all. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't feel that any dispel effect happens, and your detect magic is still up.
What?
She's still under the influence.
Can I burn my last inspiration for my last bardic inspiration to just no.
We also wanted to get to the island, like with the big bad vampire on it as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stone's throw.
Stone
The island
throw.
of Stone's Throw, yeah.
Well, are we trying to get to Stone's Throw, or are we trying to? He sent one of his minions to go to a different island to collect something.
That's true. I guess we'd have to choose which one seems more urgent.
Yeah.
Sleeping is very urgent.
We definitely need to sleep.
Two of us do at least.
Maybe let's try to do just like a quick sweep of the place. See if we can. Again, I do want to see if the library has any type of information about the house itself. Maybe there will be a clue there about how we can get out. Maybe it won't be too complicated. In fact, maybe it's very simple and we will figure it out easily.
That would be fabulous.
Yeah, no. Wouldn't that be nice?
I have kind of a fun idea at the library too with this mouse.
Ooh. Okay, let's, I guess, make way
Because
to...
I can't keep this concentration up forever. We don't have much time left. Yeah.
You're right. Okay.
You probably have about 45 minutes left at this point.
Yep.
Damn. Okay, let's go upstairs.
Dwarf?
Yep.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep.
So, yeah, let's go up to the library, I guess. Hope nothing kills us up there.
Leaving Tilly to keep an eye on in case the door does come back. You head back up to the 3rd floor. Sure enough, the kind of like disintegrated remains of Sibylla are still there. Not much of her is actually left. You head over towards the double doors. You pull the double doors open. It's a blank wall.
Shit.
Wait, the library is a blank wall?
Yeah, the door opens. It's just like a false wall behind the doors.
Do you want to go up to the top floor?
Let's see. Okay.
Maybe she's hungry.
Oh, I see. I mean, she wouldn't mind.
She likes memories.
Did Alara or anyone have like a bedroom here?
Maybe.
Or an office?
I mean, you guys remember the dining room, like the kitchen area? Yep. There was the the library, and then where the Fahag was. Other than that, you don't really remember actually ever seeing any of the other rooms.
Okay.
Is there a basement?
Not that you recall, but you could certainly try to see if there is one.
Well,
I can also do... Oh, sorry. I can also do a quick, like, beast sense spell and use lunch to, like, scout the area real quick.
Sure.
If you're okay with carrying my unconscious body for a few minutes.
Spot's got it.
Spot pulls out the puck harness and puts on the baby carrier, drops puck into the baby carrier.
The Bjorn.
The puck Bjorn.
Okay.
Go ahead and give me perception with advantage as you send Punch out into all the different areas of the mansion.
Okay, and I use Beast Sense, so I'm inside his head, and I can also make choices.
Yep.
Perception?
Yeah, with advantage.
Okay. So would it be my perception or his? How does that work?
It would be yours because you're looking through his eyes.
That's a shame because I don't have good perception. Oof, thank God for the advantage. That was a literal one. Oh, 19. Thank God for this. Thank God for the advantage.
Punch spends the next 10 minutes kind of coursing through the downstairs, the available rooms that he could remember that you could go into, and through his eyes, he eventually makes it back up to the library floor with the intention of going up into the upper floors. As he tries to use the stairs to come out of the library floor, you feel his head hit a barrier. And through his beast eyes, he's kind of nudging at a kind of force barrier that has sealed off anything above the third floor.
Oh.
Huh.
Okay. Can he try to go through as many rooms as possible that like we haven't been in yet?
As he checks each door through your eyes, each one is a false wall.
Oh. Can he use any of his senses to like sense where the air is moving? Like if there is any kind of wind within this space?
You can give me a survival check for that one.
That's a 16.
16. The lighting here doesn't flicker. In fact, the lighting appears to be more magical than real. There's no sense of breeze or movement of the air. It's hard to imagine there's any air. The space feels magical, and it feels different now. It doesn't feel like the same when you guys first arrived.
Oh. And since he is technically a fae, can he/I use that fae sense to like feel the area or feel where we are?
He has no sense of any fae at all.
Would he have beforehand? Because beforehand it seemed like this was a fae dimension.
Yeah.
Strange. Okay. Are the little fae animals and creatures still around?
Nowhere to be seen.
Okay. And can't go to the third floor. Before I finish, can I go back to the basement floor and see, like to the bottom floor, and see if I can find even like a vent for air, anything that could lead downstairs?
Yeah, nothing that goes beyond the bottom floor. It's almost as if the common floor, the third floor landing, and the kitchen area is it. Like you can't find anything else.
In the kitchen area, is there like any kind of vents? Because sometimes kitchens have like cooking vents.
Yeah, nothing. No openings, no windows, no sign of any kind of access to anything other than the kitchen area.
Is there anything that seems out of place from like when we first got in?
Not really at all. It looks identical to what you remember it looking like.
Where's the food, like, sitting?
Everywhere. Tables, counters. You see food that has been very much piled up. It doesn't show any sign of decay or waste. There's no sign of how it was prepared.
Huh. Does this feel like a dream at all? Does it feel like maybe somebody is like putting an illusion on us?
Ooh, give me an insight on that one.
But you know I'm not insightful. Okay.
Well, that's like sending out a doctor to examine how to make a computer board. I don't know what to tell you.
It's a 20. It's a 20.
For a total of... What's your grand total?
The grand total is a 20. I have a +1.
Oh, okay.
Ah.
You seeing that there's nothing to prepare the food with, but yet there's mountains of food. You go over to one of the plates that has like some of the pastries on it. You take the plate and you dump the pastries off, and as soon as you set the plate down, they refill.
Huh. Does it feel like a dream or does it feel tangible?
It feels very magical. It feels tangible. It feels... That's when you begin to think about everything that happened tonight. This place felt perfect. All the conversations were perfect. All of the information you found was perfect. It's like this feels like every expectation that the four of you had happened tonight. And that just feels strangely odd to you.
Can I start just trashing the place and breaking plates and making it as imperfect as I can, but specifically breaking the plates?
Within 5 minutes, the kitchen is just trashed.
What the hell is going on?
And then within moments, almost like reverse, everything goes back to the way it was.
Uh-oh.
Okay, I tried to go back up from above. Is there anything I see moving or anything that feels imperfect or out of place? Like, doesn't make sense there?
No, you go back up to the third floor, unable to get past whatever barrier is above you now. And it's just odd. It just feels strange now to you. Because, like, you're beginning to realize this place seems to be influenced by magic. You do remember that there were access points at some point, but now those are all gone. That's definitely changed since they left and closed the door.
Does it feel like the only things that exist are things we've seen before? Like things we haven't seen might not exist because we haven't seen them?
With that same insight roll?
Yes. With that's 20.
The kitchen, the common room, and the library landing seem to be the only places that still exist as they were, with the exception you can't gain access to anything anymore. Almost as if something was purposely built around three common features.
Huh. I guess the question is, what do they have in common? Okay, I guess I've been in beast mode for a minute now, so I'll do one last thing.
Okay.
I think I will try to turn back into a coin, meaning that the drake is going back to the Feywilds. Can he go back to the Feywilds?
As you try to turn him back into a coin, he cannot turn back into a coin. He is currently separated from the Feywild.
Oof.
You're feeling
Okay.
very isolated at this point.
Does it
You're
feel
even
like you're...
You're even beginning to feel like this might be a trap. A very elaborate trap.
Okay, I return back to my human body in my little Bjorn, and I tell everyone everything I saw. I get the impression that we are... I guess the question is, when were we trapped? At what point exactly? And also, I don't know, why is it so perfect? Is that part of it?
After she's described this, I want to kind of reach behind and just see if I can feel or notice like a silver string, just see if maybe we've been tricked into astral projecting, or if we're on an astral plane and didn't realize it.
No, you search and begin to look for the obvious signs, and you're still you. You guys are still yourselves. No sense of any kind of incursion or intervention.
I like to try and commune with Helm.
You kind of get into your commune pose and you begin to use the spell commune.
Mm-hmm.
No effect. You feel cut off.
That's not good. I can't reach Helm.
Oh. Can I
I want to
Try
be
to-
snarky, but I'll keep it to myself.
Good call. Can I use
That bastard never picks up anyways.
Can I use freedom of waves to see where the water goes? Not necessarily to hit anyone, but just to see if the water flows in any direction or if it's completely contained.
Now we're all wet.
I mean, where are you using it? Down in the common room?
In the common room, but I'm gonna try to raise the water as high as I can and as gently as I can, and also try to teleport within it a bunch to see if I can sense where the water is moving.
I really like this idea, but it might suck.
Poor Tilly is gonna drown.
Can somebody please give Tilly a floaty?
I can just pick Tilly up. Just one of these.
Put her in the
name of
Bjorn.
the spell?
Freedom of waves?
Oh, freedom of waves. One of these days, I will learn how to spell.
Would we look up? Do we still see the ocean and stuff outside like we did earlier?
No, you do not.
Huh.
The entire common room is now flooded.
Does it seem
And
like
it
the
stays
water's
that way.
Oh boy.
Does it seem like the water is moving in any direction at all?
It is as still as water can be.
Can I teleport within it?
Mm-hmm. The magic works fine. It's just got nowhere to go.
Huh. Okay.
The ocean was outside. Now the ocean is inside.
Hmm.
Tilly kind of swims over to the stairwell, wrings out her hat. I can't really watch for the door anymore. I can't even see the wall.
I
On the
think
bright
we're-
side, that door opens. I mean,
Well, no. I don't know. I mean, we are completely contained, and Puck kind of freaks out because she's very, like, she does not like that. That's her opposite. But
You have
we
to
really
limit
are just
Elliot.
contained in a very small space. Like, there is truly nowhere to go. Then she, undoes the freedom of waves and kind of has a little panic attack.
The water all dissipates, and Tilly's like, oh, okay. Puts her soggy hat back on and walks downstairs, goes to sit on the wet couch and go back to staring at the wall.
I think it's time to interrogate Blackwood.
sure. So like a jar or a pot or something we could put him in.
Yeah,
So that would,
in the common room, yeah, there's plenty of pottery and vases, and even the kitchen has things as well.
like a cauldron. How about a cauldron?
There's a couple sizable cauldrons in the kitchen.
Okay. Spot. You got those sharp claws. All right. I'm going to put the mouse in the cauldron. Okay. You maybe poke a couple holes in the top. Then we got to seal this thing shut. So when I drop polymorph, dwarf's going to be in the cauldron.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. So hefty the cauldron, the top or the cauldron, lift the top off, drop the tied up mouse inside, close the lid. You want to crimp it with your claws? Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Theater of the mind.
Right. Okay, I'm so glad to just stop thinking about this shit. And I've dropped polymorph.
You watch as the cauldron suddenly doubles in size as the 3-foot, 200-pound Blackwood reforms in the 18-ounce cauldron.
Yep.
There's like bone and viscera shattering noise. The top of the cauldron peels back, and you watch as his organs and blood just kind of ooze out of the cauldron.
What?
It wasn't a very big cauldron. You just said you were going to put the mouse in the cauldron.
Yeah.
He's dead on him.
It's like Xanath, you're looking at Spot and Eartha, they're like, oh yeah, size displacement.
Yep.
Yeah. Forgot about that.
You know, I didn't study physics in Bard College.
Dude.
This is a lot grosser than I intended it. I apologize. He was supposed to like get stuck in there, you know, and not just, you know, not like that. Shit. Well, I still have another dead body in the bag.
Who have you got? Oh, Sibylla?
No, Martinet.
Oh,
yeah,
Sibylla's
in the
wait
bag
for
too, I
that.
think. So, yeah.
Have
Not
I
much
looked
of
through the?
Sabella left.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I use the map of awareness? I've realized I haven't used that yet.
It is.
I'm sure it will just show us the
completely
same.
Fogged. Yeah, it's just completely fogged out. It does not like give you any sense of direction or where you are.
I think the only clue we have is that Tilly is here. I mean, nobody else is, and if this is some kind of weird psychic prison, why the hell would she be here? Like, she is the only one who is not connected to us.
Yeah, why was she invited if this was all a trap?
Yeah.
Everybody else was invited, weren't they?
If you haven't already, take a look at that.
The half-orc painter was, and
Yep.
Tilly was, and then you guys were. Everybody else were residents of this.
Marquette.
Yeah, they were all Marquette academics that were residents of this magic mansion, as far as you're concerned, or as at least what you were told.
But she's powerful. I mean, she appears powerful. If she was trapped, then maybe there's a reason for it. Or maybe she's part of the trap.
Well, she's got some kind of magic affecting her right now too, and I tried and I failed to fix it right now.
I'm gonna cast. Unless you have something to try and dispel.
Not dispel. I can only do like detect thoughts at like the 4th level and hope that I can penetrate deep enough. I have a lot of spells left over. I actually didn't use many during the fights.
You're stuck.
I've got, you know.
I actually got out pretty unscathed.
I have 3 level 1 spell slots left. I can silvery barbs everything. Oh wait, I can identify the shit you stole. Hey, Spot.
Yeah, that was.
I might as well just.
Do you want to do detect thoughts, or should I do zone of truth, or should we do both? What do you think?
I wonder what would happen if we did both. I mean, if nothing else, it would really annoy the DM. So let's do it.
Yes.
All right.
You know what? I feel like things have come full circle when Puck says that. For some reason.
All right. I'll cast zone of truth. Which is a charisma of 18 save.
Okay. On Tilly?
Yeah.
And I will cast Detect Thoughts at the 4th level. And that's 16 wisdom save.
Okay. As you do that, the look on her face kind of changes a bit, becomes more kind of passive. And she kind of just seems to like drift into a melancholy state and then shakes her head and just kind of smiles a bit, which tells you that the zone of truth took effect. Puck, reading her mind at the deepest level is the equivalent to a bag of cats trying to get their way out. It's a lot of noise, a lot of screeching. You get the feeling that her mind is under some kind of effect, some kind of either spell effect. She might even be cursed.
Oh. Am I able to reach her in any way or affect her in any way?
Give me an Arcana check as you dig a little. Since you're digging into her thoughts, you can give me an Arcana check. See if you can figure this out.
I'll play you a little tune to help.
Please do. I got a 12.
Yep. So you got to add a D12 to it.
Thank you.
And that's my last inspiration.
Thank you. And that was 11, so that's 12 plus 11.
Ooh, 23.
That's
23. 23. Her mind has been enfeebled.
enfeebled. Woof.
That might explain her memory loss, her inability to be coherent, her docile nature. You get the feeling she's under the effect of some kind of mind enfeeblement.
Does it seem like something that would have been caused by the food, or like does it seem like something that maybe is like more than that?
It feels like something was cast on her.
Ah. She was enfeebled. Is there any chance of me kind of reaching past this bag of cats? Or trying to like counter it with my own chaotic
Bag. Your own bag of cats?
Yeah.
I mean, you've seen Xanath do this before. It feels like it might require a greater restoration spell.
Okay.
Which is going to require some sleep.
Yeah.
Yep.
If Xanath asks her something while she's in the zone of truth, maybe something will come out still. Do you guys want to ask her anything?
Sure. Tilly.
Yeah, hi.
Tilly, can you remember why you came here? What's your mission out here?
I study things, I think. And I'm trying to you watch as she's getting frustrated, like she wants to answer you, but she's incapable of answering. Almost as if the zone of truth is conflicting with her enfeeblement, and now you're seeing physical frustration as she's struggling to remember, and you see a small trickle of a nosebleed begin from the effect.
All right.
Tilly, did you get any new equipment lately? Did someone give you any new stuff? I'll cast Healing Word on her while that's.
Her eyes roll up in the back of her head and she passes out.
Oh, I dropped Zone of Truth.
Can I go up to Tilly once she kind of regains consciousness a little bit? Or is she...
She's still unconscious.
All right. Hey, why don't you guys go take a rest and I'll sit with Tilly for a bit?
That's a great idea for me.
She looks like she doesn't look like she's dying, right? She's just
like she just went under some extreme pain and it
Okay.
caused her to pass out.
Okay. I'll hit her with a Healing Word before we go to sleep.
Okay. It seems to calm her, and you kind of clean up her face, and her eyes flutter open for a moment, and she just seems very confused and unable to process. like she's under a pretty significant effect, whatever happened to her.
Oh.
And it does feel like it's gotten worse. Like it's almost degenerative.
Oh God. While I'm still doing like because I haven't stopped doing detect thoughts. So while I'm in it, can I also see if I detect any other thinking presence, which I believe I can do on the 4th level, up to sorry. You can also use the spell to detect the presence of thinking creatures that you can't see. When you cast a spell as your action during a duration, you can search thoughts within 30 feet of you. The spell can penetrate barriers, but 2 feet of rock, 2 inches of any metal other than lead, or a thin sheet of lead blocks you. You can detect a creature with an intelligence of 3 or lower, and language, whatever. But once you detect a creature, you can read its thoughts for the rest of its duration.
Okay. So you cast that and you begin to wander about to see if you pick up on anything. Okay. Anybody else want to do anything?
I need to rest.
Okay. So Eartha, you find a nice, comfy, overstuffed chair and plop down and begin to try to settle into a sleep.
I don't know if this will make a difference, but I'll actually pop up the dome so no one can scry on us.
I like that idea.
The dome fails to appear.
The dome fails to appear? Okay.
But other magic is working.
Huh. You know what? I got this necklace thing way back. I think while I'm drifting off, I'm going to try and... that Brightfin said there was something in there, right? So... I don't know. Maybe they know something.
All right.
What are you doing?
What's the worst that could
The thing
happen?
with
I'm going to
the-
try and
Credit.
attune to the necklace, the Guardian Amulet.
Oh, yeah. I'd forgotten you had that.
Yeah. I never attuned to it. I've been wearing it, but I hadn't attuned to it, so it didn't do anything. So
You're going to put that on?
I'm going to try to attune to it.
It'll take about an hour to attune to it. So while Puck is attempting to see if there's another creature's awareness, you're going to attune to it as opposed to take a long rest. Spot and Xanath, what are you doing with this little bit of time that's going on right now?
Is Tilly conscious, more or less?
More or less. She's kind of propped up on a pillow and just seems very confused, distressed. And she appears to be in worse condition now than she was when you guys first ran into her.
All right, I'm going to kind of sit down beside her and see if I can use my tongue of the sun and moon. Just communicate in a way that I don't think language is really working. Just kind of, hey, yeah. It has to be spoken, but I can kind of communicate directly with her by key. So,
Okay.
Hey, Tilly, what's going on? What do I do to help? God, all these cats. That's who
He did say her mind was a bag of cat.
Yeah. Houdini got you good.
He did. All right, Charlie, you want to make this a hat trick? Yeah.
You begin to try to calm her emotions, get through to her, like just using this magical calm. It actually allows her to recover a bit. There's some clarity in her eyes, and she sits up, takes in a deep breath. And, I don't know why I'm struggling to remember these things. Your Spot, I know your friend Earthen. We met at a dinner party.
Yep.
Tonight, didn't we?
Yep. We did.
Why am I struggling to remember? I don't understand it.
Just be calm. Like don't struggle to try this. Just think on me. Just concentrate on this. You don't forget everyone else in the room. We can talk this through. Do you remember Did you receive anything new in the last day or two from any of the other members? Anything about the library?
I remember talking to the painter before I was invited to dinner. I remember that. Mostly because his painting was awful. I remember coming to the party. I remember eating and enjoying conversation. But then my memory and she just kind of lulls back and her eyes kind of roll back up into her head. Her breathing gets a little bit more erratic.
All right. I just kind of want to try to calm her down a little bit and just let her rest. See if I can search in my pockets and if I have any of my Scooby snacks.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, Tilly.
What?
Hey. No, just calm down. Here, try eating this, and I'm sure I have like a cinnamon roll or something in there. Just like here, something not from this banquet.
Thank you. And she just kind of nibbles it on a little bit. Her face looks very drawn. Her eyes are now a little bit more sunken in. She doesn't look good.
You mentioned the painter. Do you remember what he was working on?
Yeah, I think somebody who paints for a living should be good at it. And he didn't look that good.
Do you
it seemed like every time I talked to Thorn and Sibylla and the others, every time I tried to read their thoughts, it was empty, and they seemed to be so obviously bad to me, but I couldn't get through the fuzz, the haze of what they were. I don't think they were humanoid. I don't know why I think that. I don't think. That's when she starts looking around the place and looking. This place doesn't feel right. We have to get out.
Yeah. We're trying to find a way. Do you remember anything about like what this place is?
No, you don't understand. We have to get out of here.
Yeah.
And now she's beginning to panic. She gets up under her feet and begins to run towards the wall.
All right, I'm gonna try like follow her or try to head her off or like kind of brace against, intercept her before she can hurt herself.
Give me a acrobatics check as you try to grab and get in front of her before she slams into the wall.
That is a 23.
She hits you so hard, she knocks herself unconscious. Had she probably run into the wall, she probably would have cracked her skull.
Xanth, would you mind casting a bit of giving her a few health points back? I want to take a chance at something, but let's leave her sleep for right now. Can I dig through either? I have both, but my forger and my disguise kit, and see if I have something like basically paint stripper or like a solvent.
You have a vial of acid.
All right, so I'm kind of like, I don't know that I need this for anything at the moment. I'm just going to fling it at where the door was on the wall.
You fling it, and it crashes up against it. You watch as the acid sprays across the wall, and you watch as the bits of wall that's represented begins to kind of fade, and the plaster and the coverings of the wall begin to kind of like burn away from the acid, exposing like a pinkish purple flesh. All of you feel the entire place tremble ever so slightly as if it reacted to the acid.
You guys see this, right? All right. We're in something living. That's not a good thing. Earthen, try to rest, try to return to stuff. I'm going to see if I can cut my way through this.
Apropos. Oh, sorry. Oh no, I was just gonna say.
I don't think that's time for me to rest when you're trying to cut through that.
Was I able to? Does this have a thinking presence, or is it not thinking?
You catch as you're going through trying to focus on. You catch glimmers of patience, hunger, anger, frustration.
No.
Like almost like you're walking inside the belly of a creature.
Does this feel like we're inside some kind of carnivorous plant trap that's just like waiting to digest us?
I mean, you look over to what Spot just revealed, and the fact that the entire place feels like a creature, it's starting to add up.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Do you still have like the water breathing? Do you have any water breathing?
I do have water breathing.
Okay.
That's a.
I have locate animals or plants. I have beast sense, if that can count into that. I have hail of thorns. And protections from good and evil. If that's like, if there's a fae or a fiend or anything like that involved in this. Or hunter's mark. Comprehend languages. Windwall?
I'm wondering if we just try and blast our way out of here. And then my fear is that if we're underwater, we will be
I'll
underwater.
be fine. I've got that crown on, so.
Yeah, and I don't need to breathe, so I'll be fine. Or I can, yeah, that's...
Well, that's great.
A concerning
Great
sentence.
for you guys.
Yeah.
I have breathing underwater for up to 10 people. We should be fine.
Should we try and
also
blast our way out?
I'll fire my crossbow at the pink stuff.
I'll just
See what
safe
happens.
claim it.
I'm going to hang back until some of the more dangerous effects do anything, and then I'm going to try to come in with my claws. And apologies, I'll be back on camera then. I'm just typing up a message to go do a thing.
No worries.
And I can do Witch's Bolt on the 2nd level.
As all of you begin to like focus on what you believe all this to be, it's at that moment, Earthen, that you attune to the locket. And as you attune, he disappears.
What? Where's Earthen now?
God dang it! Could he have not taken us with him?
Well, I have a lot less localized things. Do you guys are the more magical peoples here. Do you want me to just start flailing madly at this flesh wall and see if I can dig us through?
Yeah.
Let's.
Okay,
yeah.
cool. That's what we're doing.
That's what we got right now.
All right.
All right.
As you guys begin to focus on that,
That was unexpected.
as you attune to the locket, you are floating in a space. This massive entity floats off in the distance. And give me a history check as you stare at it.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a 26.
Nice. You watch as the obvious djinn starts floating towards you. And what becomes massive begins to shrink in size. Its huge beard and its adorned figure floating in front of you. And who are you? I I bet you thought it was just a mere trinket. And let me guess, you've attuned to me.
Trying to, sure, yeah. I mean, I knew there was something in here, but
he floats around you and underneath, and well, aren't you just pretty? What are you? I don't think I've met your kind before.
Who did you meet last?
Oh, a clever tabaxi that kept me for some time. Let's see. After that, I believe it was an elf. For a few hundred years, a dwarf had me. Oh, the worst was those 20 years I was locked into an orc. It was just utter chaos the whole time.
Well, I mean, I was going to say that I'm not chaos, but the last, 6 weeks might prove otherwise.
6 weeks? That might as well be 6 seconds for me.
Oh, well, then you wouldn't mind partnering up for a little bit then, would you?
Oh, you want to make a bargain?
I mean, I was told I would have to parlay with you somehow.
Interesting. How did you find me?
A merfolk guy who turned out to be a real asshole and tried to murder us all. Yeah.
Yes, I gave him his bargain. I see he didn't use it as wisely as I wanted him to. I love mortals. They're so limited in their thinking.
What was his bargain?
Oh, he was seeking information about something. Unfortunately, I cannot share it with you. Each predecessor, well, it's the rules of the game, the way it works. Each predecessor is allowed their bargain. I keep their secrets, and their bargain becomes theirs, I guess you could say. He wanted to be powerful, I can tell you that much.
I mean, I gathered that just from meeting the guy.
Yes.
So, what kind of thing you looking to bargain for?
Depends. What do you want, and what can you offer me?
What I want. That's such a loaded question. I have so many things that I want.
Well, let me clarify that and make this easier for you. What do you need? And what do you have?
I have a couple of sacred gems. I got a weird
poultry
tome.
Things. Let me clarify. Something of importance, be it personal, be it memory, or be it emotional. These are the currency I value. More importantly, if you can offer me up your memories for the bargain, sometimes the bargain becomes far more interesting.
So these memories, if I offer you up memories, I still have access to them, or you get them forever?
Maybe. Maybe not. It depends on their value. If I determine to keep them, I keep them, and you no longer have them. But you are given the bargain.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait. And he floats around you. His hands rest on your shoulder, his bearded face in your chin. You have more. You have friends.
Yeah, they're not typically things to bargain with.
Interesting.
We are on a pretty wild task right now.
Oh, that's not important enough to worry me. The question is, what do you have to offer? I wonder. You didn't know what you got when you found me, did you?
I got a silver necklace with a big red jewel that has something inside it that, if I manage to attune to it, gives me some great benefits.
Oh, is that how it described itself to you? It's different for everybody. I can assure you of that.
Okay.
You have so many interesting memories.
Don't I, though?
So many different flavors. I wonder.
If you manage to help me prolong my life, because it's been so nearly ended several times very recently, I'm sure I could conjure up a lot more memories for you.
A bargain within a bargain. Is this what you offer me? Perhaps you offer me an ultimate bargain of sorts.
I mean, if I don't last, you lose all these fun memories, then I guarantee I'm about to make a lot more fun memories coming soon.
Intriguing. Give me a persuasion check, if you would, please.
Certainly. Not the best, but I do have a plus 17, so that's 24.
My God, you rolled a 7.
Yeah.
You can't even roll horribly on purpose.
Got close.
Yeah, pretty close, actually. Interesting. Tell you what I'll do. I will let you go. However, in order for us to make a bargain, you have to promise me to pull me into your world, and we'll make our bargain there. Agreed?
Pull you into my world. So how am I supposed to do that?
Just summon the idea of me. Just think of me and my physicality. Invoke the word, I welcome you. And then I merely appear.
Do you have a name?
Oh, my name's not important. It is not.
But it is important to me.
No, it's not part of the bargain.
I didn't say it was.
Doesn't matter. You don't need to know my name.
I welcome you, huh? That's all I got to say.
That's all you have to say.
Okay.
Pinky swear. He holds up his pinky.
Sure.
There's a moment of a strange kind of nausea when you do that. And he goes, and all you hear is like the echoing laughter. And then you're back inside with everybody kind of standing around you.
Hey, guys.
And I assume we're just like watching Spot furiously slash.
Yeah, as he's carving into the wall and doing more damage to the wall, he's like shredding the strange like purple and pink flesh. And, before long, like it takes him a solid 10, 15 minutes, but it's all leaking like purple blood down the side of it. But every time he strikes it, the whole room kind of slightly trembles and slightly trembles.
Time out with the slashing. It's also kind of gross.
Where the heck did you go?
So, this thing is special, but I think it might have a way to get us out of here.
Do you trust it?
No, not at all. But that's why I think it might have a way to get us out of here.
Need some details here, Earthen.
I'm doing an insight check to see if he's possessed by the creature in the necklace.
Yeah, give me an insight check as you're looking for dual personalities.
All right. Well, that's a 15.
He definitely seems to be like slightly in shock, like he experienced something, but he seems genuine that it might be a possible solution to the current problem.
No, yeah, I'm absolutely sober. I'm just I didn't expect to end up where I was. Okay. So we are not where we think we are, right?
Yeah, we're clearly literally in the belly of something, I would imagine. Just kind of point to my gore stained walls and the bleeding wall.
Yep. Whatever it is gross and we need to get out. The guy in here wants out, promises power and all this, hokey stuff. No big giant eye though, okay?
Well, that's a relief.
It's a djinn, okay? It's a djinn. And I've never treated with a djinn before, but I know they can be a bit tricky. It wants me to summon it to where I am.
So,
and where we are is not where we want to be for sure.
Correct.
But my end of the bargain is I just have to bring him here.
Okay, listen.
So this could totally work out for us.
And how do we get out?
I mean, we still got to rest, but this could totally work for us because I'm gonna say I'm pretty sure he doesn't want to be here either.
If you believe this is a good idea, then I'm okay with you going on a limb, because if it goes horribly wrong, then I'm off the hook for my bad ideas. So I vote yes.
I just think if there's any... I don't think we should welcome into the world someone who seems sort of evil and is asking to be welcomed into the world.
But that's just it. Like, we don't know that we're even in the world.
Yeah,
we're in the belly of something gigantic that was formerly supposed to be this magic mansion that was a hole in the side of a whale.
I mean, we're making some progress on the side of the whale. I just don't know if we need this guy.
I mean, it's not that I need the guy, but if this end of the bargain holds up, it could be nice to win one over on somebody and have a powerful favor, right?
And what is he agreeing to do for you if you let him into the world?
That's kind of left up to me to decide.
He was like, just any favor. I'll just do any favor.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I do love that this is Zaneth's turn to question his spiritual choices.
Oh, there's nothing spiritual about it.
Yeah, big problem with gods, but a djinn, you're like, yeah, no problem. Dude, welcome to the world.
So,
I mean, all I'm trying to point out is we don't know that we're in the world. We're in a world. We don't know that we're in our world, but we're somewhere. And unleashing him is not unleashing him necessarily on our world, because purple blood stuff with all this shit around it is not anything I've known.
Can I? Do I have any insight on Jinn or genies? I am.
Oh, being a tabaxi, you don't even have to roll. Jinn are the epitome of chaos, like pure chaotic nature.
He did actually mention that he formerly had a tabaxi host.
They are a favored patron of some tabaxi clans. Jinn who travel from their planes of existence can be tethered to objects, or can be tethered to items, or tethered to places. Sometimes a djinn will pretend to be an oracle, or sometimes they'll pretend to be powerful genies that can just grant wishes. Djinns are manipulative, very, very intelligent and very manipulative, but they're also super narcissistic. Like, they truly believe that hubris doesn't exist for them, and they're infallible. And their favorite thing to do is like just bathe in the idea that they both create chaos, feed off of it, manipulate their way through it.
Stop describing me right now, okay?
Right? But all jinn seek release. They all seek freedom.
Mm-hmm.
No matter how that freedom comes, that's what they want ultimately. That way they get all their powers restored, and then they could move on with their lives. So jinn are strange creatures, but they sit in a lot of the lore and myth of Tabaxi life and tribal life and clan life of Tabaxi. It kind of fits in with their own style of living, their nomadic sense, their kind of wanderlust sense that Tabaxi have. And it's always said that to be a good Tabaxi, you should always carry around a rusty lamp.
Got something about a good Tabaxi? I don't think I have one.
So, I mean, I think this can at least help us out.
Okay, it's the last Hail Mary before we go down that route. Can Puck try animal handling or nature check on this creature?
You can try nature check.
Because I have really good animal. Oh, wait, no. Okay, perfect. 25.
So two things happen. During the break that you're discussing Earthen's experience, all of you watch as slowly the wounds on the wall begin to heal. That's the first thing you notice. The second thing you notice as you try to establish what this creature might be, for you, Puck, it's got a lot of similar behavior to a creature that you know to be called a mimic.
Oh. Oh no. What do I know about defeating mimics?
The normal mimics, you know, are often used to protect treasure, protect entry points. Sometimes wizards will use mimics as a way to trap people. You've never seen one on this, or you've never heard of one on this scale before. And while they're sentient creatures with a kind of magical adaptation, you get the feeling that somebody has created a unique mimic. That essentially this magic mansion is a mimic.
Okay, we're inside a mimic.
Oh my god!
Do I know any?
That cat is so fucking
Fluffy.
huge, man.
He's very, very fluffy right now.
I swear you're rubbing a kid's head. Like, you know, it's like there's so much hair. I'm like, who's that kid?
So if we're inside a mimic, then if I summon this djinn here, the djinn is also inside the mimic.
I guess. Do I know anything about how to defeat a mimic? Do they have any known? Or actually, I can. I just don't want us to like waste our one spell with the genie on getting out of this. I feel like
we killed a mimic a long time ago.
Solution.
Can I use True Strike on the mimic, and that should point a finger at a target in range. Your magic grants you a brief insight into the target's defenses.
Absolutely. Let's go ahead and take our 5-minute break so that when we come back, we'll see what Puck will learn about this thing.
Yeah.
I just feel like the genie sounds really, really powerful, and I'm a little scared.
Why? Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Oh.
Can't believe you attuned to the amulet. That is
You know,
fucking hysterical.
I need the AC if that's what it was going to give me. I'm sitting at a whopper of a 12, so
Your armor class is still a 12?
yeah. Yeah,
That's hysterical.
that's why it's so enticing.
You guys watch as Puck goes up to the wall and just open palm and then closes her palm and slams into the wall. You watch as a magical pulse goes out. Not only are you inside a mimic, the mimic reveals itself to you. It is referred to as a dimensional mimic.
Oh boy.
You are currently inside a space. This creature is floating the vastness of the astral sea, and you have no sense of it being tethered to the physical plane or the material plane. You get the feeling this thing is designed through magical creation and purposeful use to trap people and set them adrift in the astral sea forever. You get the notion that not even plane shift will work because you're not tethered to anything. You also get the notion that the reason why Lehman's tiny hut didn't work is because dimensional space can't exist within inside of other dimensional space. You get the feeling that this is a very sophisticated trap that's been around for a long time, designed to slowly cause people to lose their memory and drift into madness until they starve to death.
Oh, okay. Because you mentioned that sometimes they're tethered to an object or like protect an object. There has to be some way that this person was able to control this thing. Is there an object that seems to be...
You get the feeling the reason they're not tethered anymore is because they were attached to the dimensional door, and that's been destroyed. Therefore, freeing it to drift in the astral sea.
A genie might actually be really helpful right now, then.
Told ya. Told ya.
Okay. Well, I tell them how fucked we are.
Puck fills you in on everything that she discovered through the
This is bad.
magical effect.
And
Pretty
by
bad.
the way, fill Earth and everyone in on what I know of Jin as a tabaxi. This is me times infinity.
See, they're chaos. They're not good or evil. They're just chaos.
Exactly. Thank you, Earthman.
Well, this
You
is
too.
our... I don't like that you're getting along now. It's not a good thing.
You know,
that tracks. Yeah, that
hey,
tracks.
look, I was suspicious of the damn mansion thing to begin with, right? So, but
Here we go
came in
again.
Here we are. So,
Okay, we're not...
Typical
We're not
bard
playing that
move.
game.
Blame everybody else.
hey, my whole game was let's be deceptive, and Xanth walks up and says, "Hi, I'm Xanth."
Okay, you know what, Bard? We don't want to hear this.
This is not the time.
This didn't kill anybody this time.
So, all right. So we get a sense that even if we were to get out of the mimic and just be in the astral sea, we could not plane shift because the astral sea is not a plane.
Yeah, it's
like in between planes, right?
It's like in between everything. It's that kind of veil of existence between different planes of existence.
Do we know?
If you were to get into the astral sea, you probably could plane shift. But
Oh.
part of what Puck's learned about the mimic, you just can't plane shift from within the mimic. It's part of its trap. It's part of what it's used for.
Puck, is there some time sensitivity here? Like, are we being digested? Or do we have 8 hours to sleep?
Hey, huh?
Do I know that?
You get the feeling that the longer you're in this thing, the more dangerous things become. You could already tell that it's starting to affect Tilly, but that could also be because she's not innately as powerful as the rest of you are. She's certainly smart and clever and has some skills. But you get the feeling that the more time you stay, the more likely you'll start to become like Tilly.
Okay. No, yeah, we cannot take a long rest here.
Okay. So we either we just get out and then we sleep in the astral plane, or we see if the genie can get us out.
While you three are debating, I'm just going to go back to just trying to tear a hole through the side of it.
No, wait,
I
but
mean,
then
you don't even know how thick this thing is, right?
well,
I'll
my
be
last
just
question-
just saying.
It's just like a
Are-
giant ball of flesh yarn for the tabaxi.
Right.
Gross.
instead of a scratching post.
Yeah, it's just the internal organs of a mimic.
Okay, so my last question about this space, Tilly mentioned the orc painter, and she's right. It is very strange that he's the only other stranger, and also that he was a really bad painter, meaning that maybe that was like some kind of cover, or maybe that's part of it. Are there any strange paintings in this space?
Give me an investigation as you look
Good
around.
idea.
I'll give you the help action for
Yep,
advantage.
so you have advantage.
Ooh, okay. Thank you so much, Zenith. That's a 24. That's a nat 20.
Excellent.
That's when you begin to notice that a lot of the portraits that remain on the wall are quite shitty. They're not very good. And that's when you realize that maybe that painter was part of the ruse. And realizing that Tilly's here, so does that mean that the painter should be here, or was the painter a part? Like, it's confusing to you, but now you're definitely suspicious of the painter.
Can I look through those portraits, pick them up, examine them?
They're
poke
all on the
them?
walls, so as you start to wander the common room and look,
Can I take
there's
them off the
one
wall?
particular. Yeah, you could pull them up and off, which just reveals the wall behind. You kind of like, they're small, maybe 28 inches wide by 18 inches tall. You pull a couple of them off, and they're all like painting scenes of self-portraits, like these gaudy, like at one moment that the orc is like doing the man pose, and then in another one he's holding a book, another one he's gently holding a cat to kind of just show his amazing charisma with animals. And they're all very kind of like narcissistic, like self-revealing paintings. But there's one particular painting that strikes your fancy as it's him in small form on a scene. And he seems to be standing on a beach facing kind of like an old Tudor style house with his hands on his hips as if prideful that he built something. It's
Can I
the
say-
one painting that's like different from all the others. It's not good, but it's very different in its scale and what it's showing in the painting.
Can I try to reach into it?
Your hand disappears into it.
Okay.
Oh,
Let's jump in. Come on. We have to go. Let's. And can I also say, wow, this is one ugly orc. If I was this ugly, I wouldn't be painting myself.
so you just jumped through?
I jumped through.
Yeah, you watch as Puck shows you the painting. She sets it down on the floor, and she's like, "Oh, this has got to be it!" And she dives into it.
Does the painting change at all?
As you go to look what she dived into, you can now see a small Puck standing on the beach.
I don't think that is what we think it is. Maybe.
Are you gonna let me die there?
Can she hear us? Can she hear us when we say something? Nope. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna detect magic on the painting.
Oh, it's 3 schools: transmutation, divination, and enchantment.
Oh boy.
Can I just stick an arm through and see if
Yeah, you watch as Xanth's arm goes through.
if I can grab it?
No sense that Puck sees your arm.
Can I tickle
Just
the
see
arm?
Puck's little figure down on the beach.
This gin is sounding way more interesting at the moment.
What if we all get trapped in painting?
So if we get trapped in the painting, then we're trapped possibly in a trap inside a trap.
Mm-hmm. But we still have the gin. So
Eartha, do you still have the caricature that the orc drew of us, or did he keep that?
Oh no, I've got it.
Okay.
Yeah. Earthen has.
I got it out during the presentation.
Okay. I was going to say, I'm kind of curious because it's more and more. Obviously, the guy has something to do with this. Have you tried damaging it?
let's
The
not.
painting?
Yeah, the caricature they did of us,
No.
just to see if that might be part of what's trapping us within this.
Well, it
kind
was
of
only
weird.
you and me.
Huh?
It was only you and me.
Yeah, but I don't know if maybe he just needed something as a focus, but he also didn't know about Puck and Xanth, or he didn't interact with him directly while we were doing that. Did we find? I know we have that one, but did we find any other pictures that could have been Xanth and Puck in there?
I think she just saw pictures of the orc. Except now she's in this picture.
Correct.
Can I
Well,
choose the pose that I'm in?
Is Puck like giving us the thumbs up?
Yeah,
Or is it
yeah.
like, oh no?
She doesn't seem
kind of-
animated. It's just an image of her on the beach
But do I get
near
to choose
the image
pose?
of the orc.
But do I get to choose the pose? Because I can do some good poses.
All right, can I go check on Tilly?
I'm gonna
She's
throw
still
Tilly
laid
in the
out on
painting.
the couch looking pretty rough.
Throw Tilly in the painting.
I'm gonna hurt her.
Tilly, what do you?
No, but if the mimic is hurting her and she goes in the painting, the mimic's not hurting her anymore. She's in the painting.
Okay, I will gently lower her into
Well,
the.
yeah, I said throw. I didn't mean like actually throw.
Sure, sure.
I mean
Pick her up by the scruff and
deposit
throw
her
into the
into the painting. Deposit Tilly into the painting.
All right. I just kind of look at Xanth and just slowly lower Tilly through the painting and hope that Puck is able to catch her on the way down.
You put Tilly into the painting and you let go, and then you see her small image lying on the beach. All of you feel a wave of nausea at that point. I need the 3 of you, Earthen, Spot, and Xanth, to make intelligence saves, please.
Oh shit. Well,
Right.
Is
I
this,
get
this
advantage.
is actually important for my save on this? Is this a spell?
It is not.
Okay.
woo. That's a.
Is it a charm effect?
It is not.
Okay. Dirty 20.
Okay.
23?
Okay.
I got an 8.
You guys watch as Xanath suddenly just falls on all fours, starts vomiting uncontrollably, and just collapses unconscious onto the ground.
What the
I-
heck was that?
Rules it out for staying here long term. Do you want to put her in the painting, or do you want to summon your Jinn friend?
I don't know that. Do you think we could do anything inside the painting?
I mean, they clearly exist in there. It's not going to be worse than being digested by a mimic, I would assume.
Yeah. Do you want to put her in the painting first?
Sure. I'll lower Xanth into the painting.
I mean, just in case, right?
Yeah.
She goes into the painting. The whole space kind of trembles. There's a wave of nausea. I need you and Spot to roll an intelligence save.
Oh no! Oh my god!
That is a 17.
You
Okay.
guys have got to get out
Another
of here.
23.
You watch as Spot falls unconscious, retching his guts.
Oh God, Spot.
Is
At this point, you watch as Punch and Lunch, after seeing what happened to Xanath, they don't see Puck around anymore. Lunch just like, oh, fuck this. And he dives into the painting.
All right, is this what's going on? Is this technically poison or disease? I'm just curious.
Neither.
Okay, yeah, I kind of figured.
Can you please just throw Punch in there real quick?
Please
He's
save
not a
the kitty.
smart cat. Yeah, he's not a smart cat. Just
Come, Punch. Look,
You guys got to all go through it
you and
once.
Spot. You Punch. You and Spot can both go in the painting where Puck is. See, Puck is right here. Little tiny Puck right there. Right? Okay.
Sniffs at the painting, kind of grabs Spot by the scruff in his mouth and drags him over, and the two of them leap into the painting, leaving you behind, Earthen.
Okay.
You feel the nausea wave over you again.
Yep.
I
Yep.
need another intelligence save.
Sure. Yeah, that one's not great. So that's a 17.
17.
Give yourself
you,
advantage.
you immediately collapse unconscious onto the ground, feeling your intelligence drop to 0, and you are unable to get into the painting in time. The rest of you awake on a beach. One by one, you feel the wind, you feel the breeze, you feel invigorated. So everyone who went through the painting, go ahead and take a long rest, if you would, please.
Oh my god!
oh,
You guys are fine.
How are we gonna get you?
Yeah,
I
do
don't
we
know.
notice that it's above us and we can't record it?
There's a
Did you
little
hear that?
tiny square up in the sky with
Aw.
vomit slowly drooling into it.
Oh, that's pretty gross. Yeah, I like that.
dear. Oh no.
Up on like the upper side of the beach. Like, this place doesn't feel real at all. It feels incredibly magical. Walking out of the little mini Tudor style home on the beach is the half orc. He's got a towel over his shoulder, some cut off linen shorts on, as if he's kind of walking down to go for a swim. And he's walking and he sees Lunch and Punch and Puck and Xanath and Spot, and he goes, "Oh, fuck."
You ugly son of a bitch!
What? Now, wait. In my defense, I didn't know what they were up to. I loaned them my pet. They said that they just
You-
needed to borrow it, and that I didn't know they were going to do this.
How
Had
do we
no
get back up
idea.
there? We haven't
You loaned it. How are you expecting to get it back?
Well, now that's a good question. That's kind of why we're here. Well, it's kind of why I'm here. I hid here. As soon as I saw them begin to get ready to leave, and they were talking to that creepy Sibylla and Blackwood, I kind of realized that they were going to double cross me. So I use this painting as a way to safely hide when things go kind of bad for me, if that makes sense.
Can we get back up there to your pet? Because our friend is in there.
Up there.
Yeah, about that. So what happens is when he doesn't have anything to eat for a long period of time, he goes dormant, and then we can safely go out. I can invoke. But here's the thing. That little trick they did with the door, they told me it was just an illusionary trick. I'm not really sure that I can get us out of the creature anymore. I not only do I think they double crossed me, but I think they may have sabotaged things a bit too, unfortunately.
Can you paint us a new doorway to get that?
No, my paints don't work that way. Not exactly. And yes, I know I'm a shitty painter. I get that. But you know, they can do some magical things. I just, if your friend's still up there, he's probably getting eaten by my mimic.
Then let us get in there before we kill you, and the mimic has nothing left to do.
I just, if we go back in there, okay, all right. So here's the thing: this painting can only be used once every 24 hours. My hope was that in 24 hours after I hit here, I could go back, figure out a plan. But if we go back now, I won't have a place for us to hide for another 24 hours. I mean, it takes a while for him to digest. Your friend couldn't. No, it was the bard, wasn't it? Couldn't be anyone tougher than that. Shit. Okay. I got a plan. He turns and runs towards his house.
Okay. Tackle him. Stab.
He like throws his towel on the beach and he just starts running towards his house.
Can Punch just tiger jump him?
You say,
you're
like, Punch, get him! And like Punch starts loping towards him. The orc looks over his shoulder, sees Punch, and like turns. No, wait! And then just like leaps on him,
eat!
And then straddles him to the ground, and is just like growling down at the orc. As the orc's like, wait, no!
Munch punch! It's chow time!
Do you have anything that can send one of us
Punch
back?
currently has him pinned on the beach.
And he just said, me back, I can drag him through. I'm a very tough kitty. I'm not real worried about being digested in the time it takes to pull that, glass cannon of ours back through a portal.
A glass cannon.
Here's the question. Even if we pull him back here, can we plane shift out of this spot? I'm going to talk to the orc. Can we
come over? It's like he's pinned underneath Punch, and he sees you walk over, and he's like, "It's not really going to eat me, is it?" I mean, it's.
Oh, it will. So keep talking, because he likes him chatty.
Okay. I'm okay. All right. I could see we're all a little upset. I could see that we all have concerns, and I am here to listen to these concerns.
Okay.
Can we plane shift out of this location?
Maybe. I've never actually tried. I don't really know how to do that. I'm not an actual wizard. I just look. I used to clean houses. in
Oh
Nicodranus.
God, no, we don't have time for
Okay,
your life
no.
story, man.
we gotta get back. We gotta get back into
Yeah.
the mimic. We can cut our way out of
Okay.
the mimic, and then we can plane shift out of the astral sea.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not sure if any of that's possible, but the fact that you guys think it's possible, you know what? I'm all in. Let's see if that's possible.
Who's that?
Good looking half orc.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, that changes things.
Yeah.
What
You
are
see,
you?
like the nubs of his tusks, his pointed ears. But you notice that as Punch had jumped on him, some of his makeup had smeared. You get the feeling his paints were used as makeup as well. And you can see kind of a darker, greener skin where the streaks of the makeup have been kind of pulsed away from Punch jumping on him.
Poor guy.
Weird character.
In another
You're not
situation, I
custom.
feel bad for him.
Okay,
I'm
can
just
we?
lying in a pile of vomit, you know.
Yeah, so that
Can
feels
we
like
grab him?
Come over and grab him,
Okay.
stand him on his feet. Punch is growling at him. He sees Lunch flying nearby, and Lunch kind of, but it would really be a good idea for you to get us out of here. Fine. You watch as he pulls out his paintbrush, and he begins to kind of like paint just like an empty space of light. And he steps through it.
Okay.
Can I keep a paw on his shoulder and just kind of follow him through?
You watch his spot goes through the opening as well.
I guess we can use the genie after all, I guess. I mean, I don't see us having a better option.
yeah. Earthen's got the genie, so yeah.
Yeah,
We got
no. The worst person to pass out.
Most likely,
Okay.
though.
I'll step through.
Okay, Xana steps through, leaving you alone on the beach, Buck, with Punch and Lunch.
Can I run into the house and see if there's anything there?
You run up towards the house, and as you fling the door open, it seems to be like just an empty void space. You get the feeling what was ever in there consumed the power he just used to make another space. You get the feeling that all this is tied into these paints that he's been using to create all of this displacement of magic and displacement of space.
Did any of us grab Tilly?
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh.
Tilly's back at full health, right?
Well,
Presumably.
now she is,
Oh.
and she's got the enfeeblement's gone because she's
Oh.
not tethered to the mimic anymore. So that's when Tilly gets off the beach after watching everyone but Puck go through the space. She's like looking around. Well, fuck. Excuse me, Puck, right?
Yeah.
Where the fuck are we? What?
We were inside a mimic, and now we're in a pocket dimension that will probably crumble soon unless we go into this thing. If you know how to get back or anything about what I've just said, that would be the time to say it.
You know what? I'm just gonna take your word for it. And she walks through the space. She just like no, and she steps through the space that everyone else stepped through.
Okay, I'm gonna take a bit of sand with me just because I'm curious to see what would happen to it, and then I go to the paint with my animals.
Okay. All of you wind up, including the what was the name he went by? Let me pull up my notes.
I think I only ever just wrote down the artist. Donegan.
Yes, Donegan.
I did write it down.
Yeah. Donegan is standing there. You're all there, and there's an unconscious, emaciated, mostly starved looking Earthen lying in his own kind of like piss, shit, and vomit at this point.
Oh
He
god.
looks like he's almost dead.
Okay, I'll hit him with a heal, which is 70 hit points.
Okay, wait. Look, before you do that, this damn thing's gonna try to tether itself to something else. So we need to come up with a plan. We have to do something.
Can I go over and, or then just out of the, not to make it too much, it is a locket, right?
It's like a red
Okay.
ruby necklace. Yeah.
All right, I want to walk up to Earth and just kind of put my paw on the locket, like, you know, search through the vomit and just like, I know you're in there. Come on out. Wait, as a tabaxi, you mentioned I know, but would I know a passphrase or how to summon it?
No, because it's unique to every device that they're tethered to.
Open caraway. Did he say anything about? This is in character, but yeah.
He said the genie had to be welcomed into the world. I wonder if it has to be a deal. I wonder if Earthen has to do it to get the favor.
I think it should be him. If we can wake him up, then he can do it. Can I see what happened to the sand from the other world? Is it still sand?
No, it's globs of paint in your hand.
Oh.
Is it still magical?
It doesn't seem to be, no.
Okay.
I'm gonna try that though, just hand on the paw, so just like, we welcome you here.
Nothing happens.
We need to wake up Earthen.
Tilly, is there a way that we determine who or what the mimic fixes to? Or will it just fix to the djinn if they're the last to leave?
Oh, no, it's his pet, not mine.
All right.
Again.
I didn't realize. Are you trying to tell me we're inside of a mimic?
We're inside a mimic right now, Tilly. In the astral sea.
Oh, I see what. Those conniving evil bitches. I wondered why they invited me here. This is your pet. And the half-orc goes, yeah, it's mine. It's mine. I was the tether. I'm the one that they were trapping here long enough to leave and keep the four of you trapped here with me. As long as I was being tethered to it, the creature was going to slowly consume me and drift continuously through the astral. You know what? We've got to get out of here. Well, more importantly, your bard friend's dying, so we got to figure that part out too.
Yeah. I'm gonna hit Earthen with a heal.
Do you know how they tethered you?
It physically heals him, but his intelligence is a 1.
All right.
So he's unable to communicate.
I'll do greater restoration.
Which restores him to his normal self. But as soon as you're restored, Earthen, and you feel yourself come conscious, you're covered in your own mess, and you see everybody, including Tilly, and you see the painter, and everyone's back looking down at you. I need you to make another intelligence save, if you would, please.
What the actual? How did I roll the same? No, it's a 9. Okay, that's a 14.
14. You watch as he goes unconscious again. Eyes roll back up in his head.
Okay. How did they tether you?
I honestly don't know how they did it. It just only makes sense because if they've double-crossed him and they essentially stole his pet for the purposes of trapping you, I guess the better question is, why were they so interested in you? Why did they... This feels like they wanted you guys.
Can I talk to the painter to see if there's any way to switch the mimic's target? Like, is it literally just whoever's last in here?
No, it's pretty much as soon as it's not tethered to something, either by consuming it to the point it dies, anything inside of it has to make an intelligence save. If the intelligence save fails, it becomes tethered to you. And then it consumes you until the next person, and then the next person.
Let me ask this, just because I have an idea, and I'm already not great at intelligence. Can I force it to tether to me? Can I knowingly fail a check just because I'm going to constantly regenerate hit points and I'm the tank of the group, so that I can at least buy time for Earthen?
As soon as Earthen's dead, you could go ahead and fail your intelligence save.
Oh, God.
If we were to, does anybody have a way of bringing Earthen back? Does anybody have spare the dying or anything? Or
I have spare the dying. That'll just keep him stable at 0 hit points.
Dying will just let me not die.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like what I assume it's like once he hits 0 hit points, the spell is broken.
Possible.
Then I think then it helps someone else, right?
I want to again. I'm trying to fail
because Spot is willing to fail. It'll tether itself to him.
No, but we don't want Spot to die either. That's the point. We want the orc guy to die.
What if we hack our way out? The last person pulls Earthen out, so no one's making intelligence saves because he's the last person out.
Yeah, about hacking your way out. That's pretty much impossible. The creature's like. Have you ever? You know anything about purple worms?
Oh, not them again.
It's a lot like a purple worm, only it's kind of. Look, like I said, when I was cleaning this wizard's house for years, the wizard finally died. He left all this shit around. So I grabbed some paints, I grabbed some other things, and over the years I kind of learned how these things worked and just been kind of scamming my way through life ever since. I didn't expect this to happen, to be honest with you. I mean, as much as sorry that it happened.
Do I have salt?
Are you trying to make me more delicious?
They always know my plans.
Salt, a little bit of thyme, a little bit of oregano.
No, because you mentioned the purple worm.
If anybody has salt, it would be Spot from his cooking supplies.
Yeah, I'm sure I probably do in there.
Can I get some salt, please? Or can you just throw salt at the purple wound?
All right, I'm going to take a pinch of salt out of my cooking kit and just fling it at the wall where I was digging at it with my claws.
It kind of causes the latest wound that was created to kind of fester a bit and bubble almost like hydrogen peroxide. But it's not nearly enough to affect this thing.
Can we try?
Wait, you have the summon waves, right?
I do, and I can do sea water deluge. Okay, can I do freedom of, and I can also can I do freedom of waves as because I can do it like a tornado type thing. Can I try to make the tornado go forward like a drill?
Oof, man,
and have it be
sea
water.
Everything you can to avoid that genie. I love it.
We can't use them right now.
It helps that Earth is out cold too. Yeah. I like this. This is okay. So you guys watch as Puck summons the deluge of salt water and forms it and manipulates it into like a forceful jet stream of water and just at the wound that Spot has created where the door used to be. Let me make a roll. Okay. I gave it a concentration save that it failed. As the salt water slams into the vulnerable spot, you feel the entire interior of the place kind of warp and crumble. You watch as the wall facade begins to break, And before long, you're seeing more of the interior of the creature. There's a great kind of gurgling noise from deep below your feet as this green and yellow bile begins to build up and force itself underneath all of you, like ejecting you out of the creature. As all of you come tumbling out and spinning, you immediately notice that Earthen's eyes open with kind of shock and surprise. Earthen, you're conscious with all of your intelligence back. 1 hit point, however. You guys are all now free floating in the astral sea around this massive 300-foot long purple worm that you were just spewed out of.
Ooh.
Okay. Dimension door. Are you capable of doing dimension door right now?
I can
That'll
do.
just get them 500 feet in a single direction.
I
I
didn't
can
get a
do.
rest.
I can do plane shift now.
Oh,
You can get out
okay.
of
Plane shift.
Where
Okay.
where you're going back to the material plane?
Yeah, that's the
Do
plan.
you know where you want to go? And do you have something of like an object that could define where you want to go?
So let's see what I.
Didn't we have a stone from Pebble Throw?
So I just need a forked metal rod worth at least 250 gold pieces attuned to a particular plane of existence.
So that'll get you to the material plane.
And it says I can specify a target destination in general terms, and I'll appear near that destination.
Correct.
Or if I know of a teleportation circle, then I can go there.
There's that possibility as well.
So,
I mean, you kind of know about the lighthouse beacon on Dragon's Breath Island.
yeah, I think probably would go to Drag because that's relatively close to the island where Mason is, right? That's
Yeah, not only that, it gets you past the veil.
Yeah, I think that's where we would try and plane shift. And I guess the orc can come.
Then you feel free to leave him.
Me and up to 8 willing creatures, so it's gonna be me, Puck, Punch, Lunch, Spot, Earthen, Tilly. Okay, and the orc can come.
Okay. At that point, you notice that Xanath is quickly spinning up the plane shift ability.
While she's doing that,
Yeah.
I welcome you.
But why?
Why?
You could have
We're
saved
leaving.
it.
You stay in here. We're leaving.
So as Xanath does the plane shift, just as she's about to wrap up the incantation, Earthen's holding the emblem. I welcome you. And just as the genie pops into existence, all of you pop out of existence, and you hear, "Oh, I'm gonna fucking kill," and then and everything's gone. And before long, you are now lying, like you're kind of in a lying and sitting position on kind of like a rocky outcropping. You can see cliffs around you. You can see it feels like you're on an island of sorts. You start looking around and you're like, the half orc is getting up, Tilly's getting up, and where are we?
Dragon's Breath.
Oh,
Don't you have a map?
and is that a particular place? I'm sorry, I don't actually. As interesting as the whale ride was, I wasn't planning on staying tethered to the veil. I mean, where are we?
We are beyond the veil. We did it. Kind of
Oh.
disbelief.
Are we beyond the veil? We just know we're on a rocky island somewhere.
You're like in a rocky landscape with a nearby swamp. You could see like a cliffscape off in the distance, and you could see a freestanding structure that looks like an old, dilapidated lighthouse. not too far off in the distance.
Of all the goddamn ways we could have gotten here.
I told you we'd be okay summoning the Jinn, though.
Ah! Puck just screams.
But I gotta say, as a creature of pure chaos, that was pretty fucking baller, man. That was
I don't like this friendship. Go back to being enemies.
we were always frenemies.
Yeah, the frenemies part was important to me.
Well, you know, the parents got in a fight, and I'm being cool dad now. So,
Oh boy.
Don't worry about it. We're still crime friends. It's like I'm still gonna steal from Earth, and every chance I get, I want to pick his pocket with my tail as I say this.
Give me a sleight of hand.
That is a 26.
You grab a few coins.
Just kind of toss him at Earth and just wipe the muck off of it on the clean patch of his robe.
you might need to wipe your tail off. I am kind of gross right now.
Yeah, I know. That's why I found like the one clean part of your robe. You're welcome.
Okay.
We're still friendly,
Things are
man.
back to normal.
Yeah. Still, that was it's good to know. Like, there is someone here that rivals me in chaotic energy. Because I mean, I was gonna like give him what he wanted. I was gonna be like, "Hey, man, got a real big favor. I will give you something that you desperately want, and it'll be really cool for my
but
friend
that's the
here."
thing. I did give him what he wanted. He just wanted to be where I was.
Oh,
If
And
you're
that-
out the
that-
Ginny to the gin.
That's where he went. So he got what he wanted.
And what did you get?
I don't know.
You got to be
Wait,
more
for-
chaotic than him, and then have that in your songs.
wait, guys. I don't really know a whole lot about humans. I don't mean this in the meaning way. You guys are basically monkeys, right? Has anyone
Oh,
checked
God.
Orphan's hands and seen if any of them have curled up? Because he did just kind of do a monkey's paw wish.
Oh,
Orphan, let me see your hands, bud. All right. Anything just desiccated and curled over?
Well, next time you judge my choices.
Hey, what did I lose out of that?
Eventually,
a favor?
yeah, no, well, you know what? Maybe that was a good thing to do. I don't know. Can we figure out what to do with this fucking guy? And I like
Yeah.
point
we
at the
gotta
orc before he
just
gets away.
that doesn't work.
I mean, we're on it, but just let him go. What's he gonna do here?
Well, he
No.
might know.
Yeah, how long have you been traveling with Sibylla and the rest?
Oh, not long. I was just supposed to do this one gig for them. And they were going to pay me.
What was the gig?
Well,
We were the gig.
yeah, kind of. You guys were
And-
the gig.
And what was the job? What did they say to do?
That I just had to loan them my pet and long enough to keep you guys trapped. And once you guys were trapped, they were going to pay me. That was all that was supposed to happen. To be
And you
honest.
didn't
I
ask any
do-
questions about why?
They were going to pay me a lot
murder?
of money.
I
Lots
mean,
of
you
money.
guys are asking a guy that just stole a bunch of shit from a dead wizard and tried to make it work.
Well, I
So-
didn't really technically steal it. I mean, he was dead, so it's not like it was going to be used for anything.
Okay, you looted a bunch of shit from a dead wizard.
Thank
There.
Thank you. That is
I-
Can I do detect thoughts
Yeah,
while
sure, yeah.
he's being interrogated?
Yeah, like you don't go deep, but you just like detect his surface thoughts for starters. Or are you going deeper?
I'm going deep enough to hopefully know if he's like hiding anything.
All right, let me give him a wisdom save. It's wisdom, right?
Yeah, it's 16.
Oh yeah, that's not going to do it. He is on the verge of panic. He's worried. He's nervous. He's really, really, really hoping that he can figure out a way how to get out of this. He's scared. He feels betrayed by the fact he's not going to get any money. He is very much self-effacing.
Does it seem like he's hiding any information from us?
Not really. He feels kind of like, in his current condition, he's kind of an open book right now.
We can see that you are scared and you are not in your depth right now. This is too much for someone like you. You just want to go back home and be safe, right?
Yeah, I'd like to go now. Can I just leave, please?
We can help you if you make a deal with us.
What do you mean? What kind of deal?
The kind of deal where you give us everything magical you have and we make sure you don't die.
Oh, so you're mugging me.
Did you
I
just
wouldn't
try
say
to
that.
kill us? No.
Hey, in fairness,
Would you rather be mugged or looted?
Oh, yeah. See, here you go bantering with words with me. Well, if I'm mugged, I'm still alive. If I'm looted, I'm dead. I get it. I get your play on words. It's really cute and it's really funny. But what am I going to do? Where am I going to go?
There's
Hey.
a lighthouse right there.
can I put a hand on his shoulder and just kind of be like, "Hey, man, I just need you to know, like, you're a perfectly respectable person. You have some talent that you should nurture, and frankly, all the stuff you are a beautiful person. You don't need that kind of thing on there. Just be yourself. Like,
Spot, why are you nice to him?
Criminal code?
But I didn't really commit. Look, the only thing I committed was
Here.
okay.
Look, I'll leave you. Look, you give us your stuff. I'll leave you with this painting. You can go sell the painting.
That's, you know what? Fine.
You painted it.
He takes off his backpack. He puts it on the ground. Fine. Take it all. Good luck.
Can we
he
case him to make sure
turns-
he's not hiding anything?
You give me an investigation check, see if you notice anything.
I'll strum I'll strum the loot.
Spot. Yeah, no, Spot, this is your strength.
The loot's got detect magic. So.
I want to search his. I do want to do a sleight of hand on him and just see if I can find anything on his person. Like, I don't actually want to mug him of money. I don't need that. But if there's anything that is not,
I mean, he's got a few coins on him as you're checking him out. You get the feeling that all of his possessions are in his bag.
okay. So, I'd like to rifle through his bag if I could, and just kind of while I'm in his pockets, I am actually a pretty decent cat. I'm gonna put a platinum piece in there so that he can like not die.
You get the feeling that everything he has is in his backpack. And more importantly, if that's the case, you get the feeling that maybe his backpack is a backpack of holding, because it would explain how he carries everything around. He sets it on the ground and just kind of, after you guys search him, realizes he doesn't really have anything left on him. He just turns and starts walking away from the edge of the swamp towards the bluffs and in the direction of the lighthouse.
You forgot the painting.
For the record, man, if you go with us, we can try and get you back home, or make sure you go on a boat semi-safely back home.
I'm good. Thanks. This has been a wonderful experience. Bye.
Well, I don't want him to have vengeance against us and then encounter Mason and tell him everything.
I do want to go up to him and kind of be like, "Hey, man, like, seriously, you didn't do." I get it. Like, you weren't our friend, but you didn't actively try to kill us by your own will. I'm going to give him all of my rations and again some money so that he can actually like live. So it's like, here's a couple of platinum and all the food.
I'm sure there's plenty of shops on a deserted island.
Do you have anything you can defend yourself with? Do you need some?
This guy tried to kill us, and it doesn't feel bad about it.
I like how the religious zealot is completely unforgiving.
I for real. I'm like, would Xanth just moonbeam this guy? Like,
That's done with it.
He actively tried to kill us. He was like, coerced into it by people that tried to kill him.
He
So-
wasn't coerced. He
was
wasn't
paid.
coerced. He was supposedly paid.
All right.
That's the difference.
All right. He just does. I don't get a read on him as an evil guy. Like, you know,
Of course
he's-
not. You're chaotic.
Yeah, exactly.
Earthen just double-crossed a Jinn, and you're willing to forgive a guy who was paid because someone tried to permanently trap you and have you get consumed by an astral mimic. So he's
Okay.
probably an okay guy.
Yeah, no, we can call him one more time. Are you sure? Because you're a lot less likely to die if you come with us for a bit, but we don't care.
No, that's okay. Thanks. I'm good.
I'm gonna cast sending to him and say, I know how to find you wherever you are. If you betray us, you will die.
So
Yes,
Oh.
thank you.
There's like a,
You kill one turtle.
not that it's a word.
And suddenly, you're just like,
Yeah.
kill them all.
Yeah, it's not exactly like a word, but you can literally hear him like kind of gulp, you know, like you can tell that he's like, fuck, you know, and I understand. And he just kind of picks up the pace and starts walking away quicker.
all right, I'm definitely stealing the backpack of holding.
Go for it.
All right.
I've got the other bag of holding, so
Yeah.
now we have
But
two.
I mean, now I can hide in that, and you can throw a bag of angry cats at people, or angry cat at people. Okay. Earthen, what we
Tilly's
have,
like, okay, so what just happened?
Look,
I-
you know,
Clearly he was involved in something.
I didn't-
Clearly
not
those
live situation.
people at the dinner party used me with the intent of killing you guys. Was that their
It
intent?
looks like that, yeah. Kind of what it looks like, Tilly. You want to hang out with us?
Well, yeah. This has been an interesting. This has probably been one of the most interesting trips I've ever been on. So yeah, I'm gonna hang out with you guys. But why couldn't you just whisk us back to Nicodranus? Why here?
We've been trying to get here for, 3 weeks, a month?
like 2 months.
Close to 2 years, yeah.
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 Yeah,
These
in no
last
time.
2 months, it felt like 2 years. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, well. I mean, but why here? What are you guys trying to do?
What were you trying to do here?
Oh, I was just gonna do some study. I wasn't intending to come to this island. There was a different island I was hoping to get to. I'm a botanist. I study plants and animals. That's what I do. And then I learn about them, and then I take samples of them, and I sell those to wizards who are interested in conducting familiar spells.
Well, you'll have a lot
That's
to
kind of how I
study
met
here.
these guys. I was in Marquette. Hey, do you guys know someone by the name of Mannheim?
Absolutely.
Well, that's who I was supposed to meet in Marquette. They were supposed to give me their order of biologicals and flora and fauna they wanted me to collect for them. They said that they were willing to pay top gold for certain samples of creatures from beyond the veil. I'm naturally inquisitive to things. And then he pointed me towards the academy at Drusar, and I met up with Thorn and Sibylla and the others, and I traveled with them out to Haven. We made arrangements to make it through the veil, and now I'm here. It seems that things have really kind of gotten weird.
Did
Yeah,
he contact you through letters?
Yeah, pretty much.
Have
I mean,
you ever spoken to him?
not personally, no, not really.
How did he find you?
He tracked me down in Nicodranus, sent me a raven letter, said that, hey, he was looking for botanists to go seek out certain flora and fauna that he wanted for his studies. I couldn't tell you.
Did anybody introduce you?
No, I don't think so. No. I don't think I've ever met the man.
You're not the only person who's received letters from him telling them to come here.
Is he a real guy?
He was.
No, he wasn't.
Well,
Well,
we thought
he died.
we talked to him.
We thought he was. We saw a guy that said he was him that was killed, but then we also read some books and got the vibes that Mannheim never existed.
But there
as a
was
guy.
someone.
It
But
was a
there
code
was
name.
someone. Like there was someone that I messaged while we were still back before we even got to Clockwork, and there was someone that we scryed on. So who
There
was
was
that?
someone who called himself Mannheim who went on the trip before us and then disappeared, went mad. When did you get those letters?
Oh, I don't know, maybe 6-7 months ago.
He was still around back then.
I got him
But-
in Nicodranus. It was the raven that brought the letter was one of the roost ravens from the Wanderman Assembly. Is who brought it to me.
Do you have the letter?
No, not on me, not anymore. A lot of my things are still on that whale. Do you think was all that real? Was that whale real? That was real,
Probably.
right?
The whale was, yeah.
And the giant turtle city that we were in, that was real, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ask
Okay.
him more about the Turtle City. What happened to that?
Oh, we killed the turtle god that controlled it. Anyway,
Pluck D6 inspiration for like just talk to the hand, Earthen.
Out here trying to murder everybody. Yeah.
Don't make us the bad guys. You just released a genie into nothing.
Yeah,
Anyway,
into nothing. Exactly.
Not nothing. The astral plane.
oh yeah.
The astral sea. Not even a plane. In
Yeah,
between.
the actual
all the
sea.
planes. Literally into
Um,
nothing.
If I recall, you're not the only person who's received letters, or at least claims to have received letters from Mannheim asking them to come out here. It's hard to
Yeah.
say.
I'm just wondering if this all feels super manipulative. Like maybe somebody out there is kind of like calling the shots and just watching us walk this pathway.
It feels like we're being led
I
on a
think
leash.
I remember you guys mentioning someone that went by the name of Mason.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
Who's that? I don't recognize the name. Is he someone we have to worry about?
We'll tell you more about him later.
I mean, he
Uh-huh.
has tried to kill us a few times.
A lot of people are trying to kill you guys.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of
Are
You're
you
people
welcome
like
okay
to
with
follow
that? I
us.
mean, I kind of feel like you should seek help, like trauma help, or maybe sit down and talk to a priest and get these problems worked out. I mean,
She says that. I'm looking over at Xanth like massive side eye.
You guys are all welcome to talk to me.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
our resident therapist.
that's
Um,
harsh.
it seems like a lot of
That's
people
dark.
are led here to die. I mean, certainly a lot of people before us. There's that question of why so many people are being called out here. Because you've been
Yeah,
called.
That's
And
kind of
you-
weird.
Have you ever done something like this before? Have you ever received a letter from an unknown person that tells you to
Well,
go
I
to
mean,
an
it
impossible place?
It didn't feel like an unknown person. It came on Marquette, Drusar Academy letterhead. It came from the office of the Academy that Mannheim was a professor there. I have been known to take contracts very similarly. Some of the the wizards in Rexentrum, some of them from Taldori. It's my specialty. It's how I make my living. They seek me out. I go and find specialized flora and fauna, and I sell it to people that want to pay for it. It didn't feel all that special at the time. I don't know. It's kind of weird. It's just what I do.
I feel like we've heard about Drusar Academy before.
That's where that whole group was from. The group that really sounds like they wanted to bring back the old Cerberus Assembly. The old Cerberus Assembly.
We had another professor, though, right? Maybe it was a different academy.
What's her face was supposed to be a professor there. Thornwood? Thornbrook.
She was
Do we have
a professor of ancient languages and cultures. At least that's what she claimed to be.
in the books we have, do we have anything she wrote on?
Not particularly, no. Sibylla was the one that was very mindful and seemed to be very regretful that Ludinus was in prison, and had a very specific notion that Ludinus should be restored.
That's not a good idea.
Why would the Wanderman Assembly send us out here and then presumably try and have us killed? Right? Well, at least everyone we were at that party with was telling us they had been summoned by Mannheim. Maybe that was all lies.
What's in the vault?
And beforehand, at the very beginning, we learned that people who have been previously sent by the Wanderman Assembly, well, presumably died, but their clothes were returned, so they didn't disappear. It does kind of feel like we're being led to something bad, but the question of why is very unclear.
Tilly, were you suggesting you thought there was a connection between Mason and Mannheim?
I don't know. I don't know who Mason is, but it kind of makes sense that it just feels like everybody else knows more than we do. We're just kind of, it seems like you guys have had some experiences, but the only thing I know about the Wanderman Assembly is that family died off many years ago. I am aware that supposedly a surviving member of the family has been trying to recruit people to locate any additional surviving members of the family. But that's
locate's a really friendly way to put that, but yeah.
Well, I don't know everything that this person was trying to do, but my only interest was when I got the letter that was delivered out of the Raven Roost of the Wandering Assembly from Mannheim. That brought me on my beginnings of my journey out here. So I'm not really, I wish I could be more helpful, but I kind of feel like I'm in the dark now. But
why do they need somebody to study those things? Did they tell you?
Study what? No, that's just what I study. I study strange creatures and flora and fauna. If I come across things that are so rare and have magical potency, wizards are always willing to pay for that. I've made quite a bit of money selling to many different wizard organizations through my journeys. It's just what I do as a living.
What have you sold in the past?
Oh, bits and bobs of amphibians and birds and sea creatures and the occasional toe of strange creatures that showed magical abilities, fungus and lichen and flowers and plants and ivy and things that look to be able to be used for purposes of magic componentry or alchemy science. That's just the business I'm in.
Did they ask for something specific for you to study out here?
Well, in the message, it did say that they were very much interested in any pearlescent material that could be metallic in nature and also exhibit signs of magic. Like, have you ever seen raw mithril before?
Yes, actually.
Lots of it.
Very much similar to that. If you ever look at mithril, it kind of shines with both a metallic substance, but a kind of magical effervescence as well. They described it as being potentially geological, I think.
Like this. I'll pull out a bag of the residuum.
No, that's residuum. I know what that is. That's mostly mined in the area of Whitestones, deep in the star mines.
But this wasn't from Whitestone. This is from around here somewhere.
Are you certain?
Yeah. There's a big ship full of it coming from Gnomeworks, headed back towards Marquesia.
Oh, that's fascinating.
That's where we found it.
Is it possible they found another source of residuum out here? I mean, if that's the case, that would make whoever controlled it extremely wealthy.
And also give them a really good reason to keep it quiet.
You say that. Yeah.
We saw it on Gnomeworks, didn't we? Didn't we see raw residuum?
Yeah, being packed around.
Down in that one city that got decimated by the explosion.
Thames Reach.
In Thames Reach, yeah. Tilly kind of looks at all of you and goes, you guys know what residuum is, right? It's raw nature, what it's believed to be from?
No. Can't say that.
My understanding is that over the millennia of the existence of Exandria, it's believed that stars fall from the sky. Sometimes they're referred to as meteorites or meteors. It's believed that they are rare star objects that have crashed into Exandria. And over the years, as the magic of these meteorites decay, they give off this kind of residual energy that kind of turns into this residuum dust. And by harvesting it, it will eventually lead you to one of these fallen stars. I know in Vasselheim, they often referred to meteorites as tears. In other cultures, they refer to meteorites as beacons. Some cultures, they refer to meteorites as magical superstitions. We know them to be drifting chunks of bits of stars that have fallen to the world. No one really understands their source completely. Some think they're the remains of dead planets, dead stars, dead gravity wells that drift amongst the astral sea. There's lots of conjecture that people seem to think that they know where they're from.
Why would anybody want to find a star like that?
Oh, well, there's in Vasselheim, there's a telling of a tale that during the time of calamity, the god Beelmut wept a tear. This tear fell to the world and prevented the collapse of Vasselheim and prevented the conclusion of calamity. Became a bit, they referred to it as the Tear of Hope or the Beacon of Hope. Some people believe that there are 9 of these things that have fallen to Exandria over a great period of time. Bit of a superstition, right? 9 prime deities, the 9 betrayer gods. There's always a bit of religion and superstition beyond these kind of
Who is
things.
Biamu?
I point to the lighthouse.
But wait, who is Biamu?
Bahamut.
Bahamut,
Bahamut.
the platinum dragon. One of the greater deities of the world. One of, I guess you would call them, of good mortality and morality. One of the prime deities that certain orders do follow. Not all that different from Cord and others that gods have followed. It's believed that when the 9 primes wept for the loss of their children, they wept these 9 stars, these 9 beacons, these 9 stones of hope. They fell across Exandria, and then they sealed the celestial gate, protecting the children of the world for all eternity. It's a mix of religious doctrine and religious understanding. Some believe it, some don't. I think it depends on your perspective.
Why Bahamut?
Is one of the more powerful influences in Vasselheim. It's the single greatest and largest temple in Vasselheim. At the time of Calamity, it was the prime deity that most of the population of Vasselheim believed in. Calamity being close to 1,000 years ago now.
Do we know anything about him? Has he showed up before?
Not for us.
He would be like,
I
he
mean,
would be a well-known deity, though, right?
yeah, you guys know that almost every major city in Exandria has a dedicated temple. It's a sanctioned prime deity. It's more heavily worshipped in Vasselheim because Vasselheim's a bit more of a religious center to Exandria. But there's a common history, a common understanding of Bahamut and the priests and Templars that follow Bahamut. So they're a known entity to you. But whether you believe in the religion of Bahamut is kind of, the platinum dragon.
Sister or brother of Tiamat, right?
It's said that the platinum dragon is the antithesis to Tiamat.
Yeah.
That where Tiamat's reign during Calamity, or attempt to come into the material plane during Calamity, Bahamut supposedly prevented that from happening. The Calamity itself was pretty much a great presentation of a massive war that took place across all of Exandria. But a lot of that has fallen to lore and myth and to kind of like the darkness of history that people some believe, some don't. But it is curious listening to Tilly talk about these 9 beacons and these relevant beacons that have come up recently in conversation. More importantly, it's not limited to this world. As you remember, the one guy that had plunged through a rift, and when you traveled back with him to experience his world through the dreamscape, the realization of a beacon on the Moonshae Isles of a world called Terrell. So these are transcendental myths that seem to also occupy other worlds as well. But they could also be very powerful items.
Good to break.
And with that, you guys kind of all sit and look up at the cliff, at the lighthouse, the slowly disappearing figure of the orc, the half-orc, until he just begins to tell you the entire tale that she understands to be about the prime deities, the celestial gate, and all the religious connotation which Xanath is mostly aware of for the most part. And that's where we're going to stop for tonight, as it feels like a good spot to break. You guys go ahead and linger. We'll talk about our next session next weekend. Everybody else, thank you for coming out. We really appreciate it. Be safe, be kind, and don't forget to play a game, and we will see you guys all next Sunday. Bye, everybody. Where does that time go? I swear to God, it feels like it just flies
These are
Absolutely
spirit
buy.
fingers.